Hey, what's up, lightboltjoe here. Today we are going to discuss Fear Street Part 3, 1666. So, we get more information. So, we have Sarah, who's bleeding on the red moss where, no, I'm sorry. We have Dina bleeding on the red moss where, Sarah Fear's body has been buried, right? And so, we need to know what's going on. What is this witch Fear, F-I-E-R, why is Sarah Fear referenced continuously as a witch? Why was she hung for witchcraft? Why is there a curse on Shady Side versus Sunnyvale? Like, what's going on? So, the first hour of this movie is, and this is part 3 of the whole trilogy, first hour of this movie takes place in 1666 as a flashback explaining everything, and then 1994 part 2 starts when we go back into Dina in real time, quote unquote, 1994 time, and then they devise a plan to stop the evil finally. So we get explanations. We get explanations why the red moss is a thing, like what happened. It just, Sarah was just hooking up with the pastor's daughter, and this guy Solomon Good saw them, and somebody else didn't like the fact that the pastor's daughter didn't give him the time of day, so he accused her of witchcraft and accused Sarah of witchcraft, and just the madness of men is what the true evil became. So it was a witch hunt to get Sarah, but in the process of this, Widow Mary turns out to have the book, the devil book that we have seen in the first and second, and then it's just a matter of explaining what's going on and who's doing what when. It turns out Solomon Good is the one who actually kills Widow Mary in order to obtain the book to create the rituals, which then creates the caverns underneath of, it's called the Union at this point, which is where these pilgrims, settled in Union, which then became Camp Nightwing, which then became Sunnydale versus Shadyside. So it's Solomon Good made a deal with the devil that every couple of years or so, one of his ancestors would have to kill a certain amount of 12 Shadyside residents in order to have the rich and famous, well upbringing, high profiled lifestyle that his family well and so deserves. And that's what all the killers are. All the killers can trace their lineage back to Solomon Good. The current sheriff, who is Nick Good, he is the firstborn, so he is now taking the mantle. He's now the one causing all of the killings to happen. So it's, when we get back to 94, Dina, Josh, and Ziggy are all trying to figure out what to do in order to save Sam, Dina's girlfriend, who is now currently possessed. So they create this whole elaborate scheme. They get another guy who they meet in jail to help them figure out this plan of trapping all of these monsters in the mall, but then they have to kill Nick Good. That's the only way to break this curse. Yeah, they brought the hand back to Sarah's body. It's all well said and done, but they have to stop the curse. Sarah said she's going to be with him, Good, for all of eternity as a constant reminder of his evil. Good is evil. So the elaborate blacklight scheme of neon paint and mixing of her blood, it was just so awesome. Dina's blood. And then it's a Dina versus Nick in the catacombs, and Dina, of course, stabs him in the eye, and it's beautiful. And then the truth is revealed that he is the serial killer of Shadyside, that he's the reason, and no more good luck in Sunnydale. Things start to happen. Accidents start to happen again. Things start to happen. And the two druggies that were listed as druggies are no longer listed as the druggie murderers because it was Nick Good the entire time. So there's a nice in memoriam to Simon and Kate and Wendy, I think it was. I did not see any of this movie coming. I did not expect any of that ending. I loved that twist factor to it. I am blown away by this series. I'm blown away by this trilogy. I had expectations because it was doing so well, and I love the aesthetics of the trailers and the posters. I'm a sucker for cover art, but bro, this was insanely good. Insanely good. And not in a G-O-O-D-E, good as evil sense, but in an awesomely wicked, insanely stupendous way. Like, awesome. So we're going to keep up with this R.L. Stine binge for a bit. I talked about the second Goosebumps live action film a while ago. I never talked about the first one, so we got to do that. And then there's the Mostly Ghostly and the Monstervilles, which are clearly Goosebumps, you know, kiddie kind of horror films. But yo, the blood and gore in these films, the Fear Street films, awesome. So I'm glad we started out our R.L. Stine binge with these films, and I'm very excited to see Monsterville and Mostly Ghostly, because I've never seen those. And I love the 2015 Goosebumps movie with Jack Black and Dylan Minney, our Holy Trinity man himself. Yeah, on to the next spooky movie. Mucho mahalo.